Yo, what's up, guys? Got a great bonus clip for you this morning. We just had a little bit of a mini blizzard take over Kansas City. I would say a mild snowstorm. Streets are definitely covered in undrivable conditions from the snow. Not sure what the plans are for our main show over on the Vanguard are today, but stick around because I've got a juicy clip I've been sitting on for the past couple of weeks of Bill Burr just absolutely eviscerating the Democratic Party for cheating Bernie Sanders 2 times and talking about how they share some of the responsibility for having Donald Trump in the White House once again. We're going to listen to the man, the myth, the legend, break it all down for us in tremendous hilarity. Let's listen.
I think the last 3 presidential elections, like what we were choosing between, shouldn't be acceptable to anybody. It should
And
not be acceptable. It's a fucking joke. It's
the
a
big
fucking
money
joke,
in
okay?
politics.
You got a guy who starts a sentence, and by the time he gets to the end of it, he can't remember what he said in the beginning. And then you have like the biggest con artist ever. And, what about liberals? The last 3 elections, they didn't let you pick who you were voting for.
That's right.
Bernie Sanders 2 times in a row. They're like, no, fuck you. Here's the company, man. And then they stick with Mr. Magoo until like fucking 3-4 months out. I don't know. I choose.
And let me break in here for the first time and then I'll let him talk some more. But I want everybody who considers themselves to be a liberal that's viewing this, everybody who considers themselves to be a Democratic loyalist, right? There are a lot of reasons to be a Democratic loyalist, right? The Republican Party's god awful. You feel like you don't have any other choice if you're going to be a reasonable person. But you have to remember the reputation that the Democratic Party has earned because of the fact that they brazenly and publicly cheated Bernie Sanders in 2016. And in 2020, they had the former president and basically everyone in mainstream media rally around a bag of bones named Joe Biden, who we all knew couldn't get the job done, right? We all knew was not going to be able to sustain 4 years in the White House, let alone 8 years in the White House. It was clear as day to anyone. So for people who are watching and they're like, that's not fair, it is fair. And Bill Burr is articulating here the feelings of so many Americans who could be won over easily by the Democratic Party. They don't want to vote for Republicans. Bill Burr's not voting for a Republican. He just called Donald Trump a con man, right? But it really gets under people's skin when you don't practice democracy in the Democratic Party. And then part of your fundamental criticism of the Republicans is that they don't respect democracy. It's kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth, right? It's kind of unacceptable. It doesn't land well with people. It makes you feel like they think you're an idiot. That's how most people feel about the Democratic Party, right? And I think Bill Burr is touching on something really important here, that if the Democrats want to win in the future, they need to, one, win people over with the sentiments of Bill Burr, which is the large majority of working people. And they also need to let those people fucking pick.
To live a small life now. That's all I do. I try to go to mom and pop places, try to stay out of the box stores. I don't want, and I've gotten to the point, not only do I not watch politics anymore, I'm starting to pull back from sports because now they're all involved in just like they're all, we're entertainment leagues. You can pay college players, and now I saw some billionaire going this is a tremendous opportunity. Like these college teams are going to be for sale. It's just like, do you have to fucking own everything?
I know.
Do you have to fucking own everything? Why can't you just? And then what? If they're going to move Alabama to Memphis if they don't give them a new fucking stadium like they do at a pro level, it's like you can't get away. You can't get away. That's what I hate is you cannot fucking, like, where is my escape from all of this shit? Like, I'm watching like the World Series, and in the middle of it, they have this stand up for cancer, and everybody stands up sad, holding these signs, and everybody knows somebody that dies of cancer, but nobody brings up that our food supply is totally fucking poison. And then if you sit there going like, can I just watch a fucking baseball game without being reminded that corporations are killing their own fucking countrymen? And nobody's going to do or say anything about it. But if you stand at a baseball game with fucking tears in your eyes, like the Indian with the pollution when I was a kid, which they also did nothing about, like I'm supposed to somehow feel better. It's annoying. So.
And what he's touching on there is so real, right? And it's something that the left has to better articulate. What he just said in 90 seconds is so powerful. It took up no time at all, but it articulated something real, right? Yeah, we all know it's performative bullshit when we all sing Kumbaya together at a baseball game because we're not actually solving any problems, right? And what the Democratic Party has come to represent to people is that arm in arm, let's burn a candle, let's think about how many people lost their lives and feel bad for them instead of offering any real fucking solutions, right? He put the nuts and bolts down. He said, listen, guys, these corporations are poisoning their fellow countrymen. They don't care about anything but maximizing profit. He's already on our team, right? This is a guy who should be an outspoken Joe Rogan of the left, right? But he doesn't want to associate with the Democrats. He doesn't want to associate with the liberals because they seem like phonies. They seem like cheap frauds. They seem like lackluster resistance. They seem like a waste of time, right? We have to change that. We have to force the Democratic Party to be more like a party of Bill Burrs, right? A more party of vanguards.
Now I'm just into music. I just listen to music.
I love it. I love it.
I listen. I did a little show thing.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
think
Fucking music. That's my wheelhouse.
So anyway, that was just a little clip I pulled. I think there's a lot to unpack there. Let's talk about how in the last month or so, the Democrats have been completely feckless in how they're resisting Donald Trump, right? Hakeem Jeffries is kind of putting out statements saying he's actually getting annoyed with the college students and organizers who are calling his offices, doing what you were supposed to do in a civil society, right? What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to call your congressman if you're unhappy, right? That's what they teach you in kindergarten. That's what they teach you in all your civics classes. Now we have Democratic Party leadership admonishing young people for participating in resistance, right? When the party in power is doing direct fascism. Okay, no bones about it, right? Donald Trump is gutting OSHA. Donald Trump is gutting the Department of Education. Donald Trump is trying to fucking rewrite the FAA. We've got planes falling out of the sky, people. There is no time to putz around and talk about, oh, procedure this, procedure that. No, there needs to be resistance. I mean, fucking A, guys. We haven't seen a single Donald Trump appointee, not make it through the nomination process, right? We had one person resign willingly, Matt Gaetz, and that was very early on, right? But even the Democrats didn't force him to do that. We haven't seen an ounce of resistance, and now we've seen a lack of resistance and an actual direct effort to pour water on the instincts of young people, right? This has to change. Bill Burr right here, he highlights something very significant. I appreciate you guys watching the video. I'm not going to ramble on too much more, but if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. This is Casa del Vanguard bonus channel for the Vanguard YouTube channel. Check us out. Peace.